get you up to speed on the latest in sports, I'm Riza Diaz. The Creamline Cool Smashers secured the top seed while the Gallery's Tower High Risers finally got a victory in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Here's the report.
It took them 10 games, but the Gallery's Tower High Risers have finally scratched the win column. Their matchup against the Floor Defenders featured the two remaining winless teams in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The Defenders put up a solid performance in the first two sets, earning a chance to sweep the High Risers. But the deficit seemed to have awakened Galleries as they went on to win the next three frames to turn the game upside down. Final score 18-25, 24-26, 25-23, 25-18, and 15-11. An all-around effort led by Roma Doromal's 15 points paced the team. Only two players in the roster were not able to score a point.
Yung adjustments, siguro, hindi ko mabigay yung specific. Pero nilaro namin, binigay namin yung puso sa first win namin. Hunger na makakuha ng first win talaga. Kaya eto, finally nakuha na namin.
Negrito, what will she do? Go to Valdez, why not? Single blocker!
Meanwhile, the Creamline Cool Smashers moves closer to a perfect elimination round campaign. They took on the Akari Chargers, who gave them a first set scare. But after a dominant bounce back in the second frame, Creamline mustered enough firepower to earn a hard-fought four-set win. Final 26-28, 25-14, 25-23, and 25-22. Tots Carlos led all scorers with 23 points. The Chargers lost despite tallying 16 blocks, led by Fifi Sharma's 6 rejections. The win pushes the defending champions to just a win away from sweeping the eliminations. The squad also was able to secure the top seed in the tournament. In the last game, the PLDT high-speed hitters kept their hopes for notching the last semifinal spot alive after sweeping the F2 Logistics cargo movers. That win, though, didn't come easy as F2 tried to stay with them throughout the game. Final score 25-21, 27-25, and 25-23. PLDT tied Petrogas with identical 6-4 records. Their fate will depend on the result of the 4th seed Signal HD Spikers' last game against the Floor Defenders. PVL action travels to Iloilo tomorrow, Saturday, for a doubleheader. The next-led Chameleons face off with the Farm Fresh Foxies at 4 p.m., followed by the matchup of top teams, the Cherry Tigo Crossovers and Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Catch those games live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and the Pilipinas Live app. For News 5, Paul Sama.
June Mar Fajardo is expected to miss at least a month of play after sustaining a hand injury. Now, timeline of recovery is pegged at 4 to 6 weeks, according to team manager Gia Banilla. Fajardo fractured his left hand in the San Miguel Beermen's victory over the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters last Wednesday. The 7-time MVP got hurt while trying to block the shot of Elasto Painters rookie Adrian Nocum in the third quarter. He was still able to play for a few minutes in the fourth before spending the rest of the game on the bench. The injury means Abay will miss a chunk of the Beermen's elimination round schedule. He's the latest to join a list of injured San Miguel players that include Terrence Romeo, Jeron Teng, and rookie Kit Jimenez. Meanwhile, the NLEX Road Warriors are bringing in a new import in place of Thomas Robinson. The Road Warriors signed Stokely Chaffee Jr., a 26-year-old big man out of Tennessee State. He had played in Cyprus from 2019 to 2021 and later in Finland. Robinson was sent packing by NLEX after just 4 games into the season after taking an unplanned vacation. His constant skipping of team practices also led to his replacement. Robinson, a former 5th overall pick in the NBA, averaged 34 points in half and 13 rebounds for NLEX. Meantime, PBA Commissioner's Cup action resumes today at the PhilSports Arena in Pasig. First to play are the Northport Batang Pair and TNT Tropang Giga at 4 p.m. Both teams are coming off losses, so expect the two squads to go at it each other. Now up next will be the NLEX Road Warriors and the Magnolia Hotshots at 8 p.m. Magnolia looks to stay unblemished in 5 games, while the Road Warriors rally for the 3rd win. And we're taking a timeout. The game on One News Now will return after this quick break. Stay tuned. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Thanks for joining us. Olympic swimmer Kayla Sanchez has been granted a special exemption enabling her to represent the Philippines. The International Olympic Committee waived the standard 3-year waiting period for those who switch federations. Prior to this, Sanchez has been playing under the Canadian flag from 2017 to 2022. Now, this opens the door for Sanchez to rep the country in the upcoming Paris Olympics pending qualification. Sanchez had debuted for the Philippine team during the 19th Asian Games in China. The 22-year-old won 2 gold medals for Canada and the 2020 Olympics via the 4x100-meter freestyle relay and the 4x100-meter medley relay. Sanchez was born to Filipino parents in Singapore before migrating to Canada. The UAAP Season 86 cheer dance competition is all set tomorrow, December 2. First to perform at the Mall of Asia Arena is the UE Pep Squad with their 90s theme, followed by defending champions NU Pep Squad donning an Elvis Presley-inspired routine. Next are the Ateneo Blue Babble Battalion with a Super Bowl theme and Adamson Squad's Trolls. Now, fifth to hit the stage are the UP Pep Squad featuring the music of the Eraserheads, and that's just right before the DLSU Animo Squad and FEU Cheering Squad. The UST Salingawi Dance Troupe will close out the event with a performance inspired by K-pop group Blackpink. Now, overseas, a 13-year-old Senegalese teenager who migrated to the Canary Islands is hoping to make it big through lucha canaria. That's a traditional form of wrestling in the area. Watch this.
Sheikh Ndar has faced bigger challenges than this. His first wrestling tournament in the Canary Islands. But the sport could be one step on his path to greater security. The Senegalese 13-year-old arrived unaccompanied on the Spanish islands in July. He travelled to El Hierro by wooden fishing boat, a journey on which he says many died. Since then, he's taken up lucha canaria, a traditional form of wrestling in the Canary Islands. And he's been a quick learner, thanks to the sport's similarity to a style of wrestling he practiced in his birthplace, Dakar.
Wrestling has been my passion since when I lived in Senegal. I wanted to be a wrestling champion. Wrestling is in my heart.
Ndar is one of around 5,000 unaccompanied minors to reach the archipelago this year, among a record 34,000 African migrants. When a cattle farmer on the island heard that young migrants were practicing a form of wrestling similar to lucha canaria, he asked authorities for permission to invite them for training sessions. Young locals had been abandoning lucha canaria for other sports such as football.
They leave their country, they leave their land, they abandon their families to look for another life and other horizons.
Ndar's coach, veteran wrestler Beneno Machin, says the sport could help the teenager find a better life in Spain.
And I love them. I am very fond of them.
The coordinator of a centre for the young migrants, Antonio Arancibia, says those who do Canarian wrestling stand a better chance of being among the 50 minors who can be accommodated on the island. At the tournament, Ndar is victorious. But his thoughts are also on the future. He says he wants to stay and hopes he can also be reunited with his mother.
Now get your fill of the latest in sports at onesports.ph. Meantime, the news day continues later at 4:30. See you then. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.